And then the last one, I can't forget my co-workers. This is a picture. We actually took these pictures on campus for Aaron, who was with General Motors. General Motors. He came and stayed with us as like exchange person. Somebody was from Microsoft was at General Motors, and somebody from General Motors was at Microsoft. And we took this picture for him as a going away gift. So we made it big. I framed it for him, and I had everybody sign the frame. But I kept a small copy for myself. The picture was taken by this guy here, Christopher Chapman. He's a great photographer. So he took the picture. And here's everybody at the on campus from our main team. So of course it's not everybody, it's just our team. So, and this was earlier in the year. You can tell by my size. That's pretty sad that now we can tell by my size. It's pretty early in the year. And there's Heidi. Heidi left since then. Dave left since then. A couple of people have left, but other people have come on. We keep a very happy family, though, I must say. And that's the end of the tags. So this is my year in review book. What'll be added now are basically journaling prompts, and some of those memorabilia will go into these pockets. And on each pocket I will journal like something about that particular section of the book. Sorry for hitting the camera. But that's it. This is my year in review book, and I'm going to put this on my coffee table and kind of relish what a wonderful year I had. I think it's important for us to be grateful, because not everybody's having great years in the world, and we're in an economy crisis, and so it's great to be able to look back and say, wow, I had a great year anyway. So happy holidays and happy new year. I hope your year you can pull out all your favorite moments and put them in a mini album too. Take care and happy stamping. So let me show you how to make the pages for my year in review book. The front and the back, by the way, are simply chipboard that are covered. Treat them like the front and the back of a hardbound book and you'll be perfect. The pages, on the other hand, are just 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, just like this. And what I do is I put them in my on my scoring tool or on my trimmer. And can you see it? Yeah, so it's in my trimmer at the 5.5 mark, and I'm going to score there. So normally when you're making cards, you cut at the 5.5 mark and you get 2 cards. In this case, I'm scoring at the 5.5 mark. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score at the 2-inch mark from one side. Okay, no matter what side. One of those two long sides. Alright, so now you end up with this. Now, I'm going to put it in one more time. On the two ends, I'm going to score a little, well, I like to do more than 1/4 inch, but in this case, I'm going to do 1/4 inch on both of the short sides. And I'm using the other side here to get to the 1/4 inch. And I'm using my light colored scoring tool on the cutter. So now I take my cutter away, I don't need it anymore. And you'll see that I have a score line in the middle. I have a score line 2 inches from the bottom, and then on each end I have 1/4 inch. Now, I'm going to fold it in half on that center score line. And then after I've pressed, I'm going to open it up again and then fold up from the bottom 2-inch score line. And then fold over. Now, when you do this, it's going to feel slightly bumpy to you on one end. Just take your scoring tool and smooth that out. Now, I did it both ways. I smoothed out along the bottom, you know, with it open, along the side, and then with it closed along the bottom again. So you get a nice closing item. Now this score on the edge, which you can pull up but you don't need to fold it anyway, this represents where the left margin will be. So when you make your 3 holes, you're just going to take a ruler and equally space 3 holes in the center of that score line. And what I did when I did this is every page that I made, I went ahead and I took a Sharpie with my ruler and I made a dot for each of the 3 holes. And you have to make sure it's in the same place. So either use your grid or your ruler to help you keep those in the same place. That way, when I was done with decorating my pages, which I decorated everything except that margin, when I was done decorating those pages, then I can punch the holes in the same place. Now, in order to have the pocket at the top, which you notice that I was using for tags, what I did was I took sticky tape and I put a strip of sticky tape on the bottom of the back, so not where the fold is, but the bottom of the back, which permanently closed that. But my suggestion to you is to save that for last, because when you're covering these papers, you're going to want to open and lay it out nice. You know, then after you get done decorating, you know, the surfaces of your pages, then go ahead and seal the bottom, and that will give you space for tags. In the case of my tags, I used our Framelit label dies to edge the edges. And then for the tags, they are also just, you know, for the most part, they are a folded piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper folded the long way. And then I took our label framelits and let's see. Of course, before I decorated it, I put the framelit at the top of the paper like this, and then I ran it through the Big Shot, stopping at the center of these edges here. So I just ran it partially through. If you wanted to use a shim, you could, but I found it safest just to stop right there. And so the challenge here is just remembering to center that point so you don't have any crooked tags. And then what that does when you stop right there, it's going to cut through it just up to there where you stopped. And I used the next size down to do the same thing for the strips of paper. Maybe I was on the wrong side. I used the next size down to do the strips of paper. So if I were to put these together, the second one is the tag itself, and the third one in is the papers. I mean, just because of the size of my papers. If you did it differently, you would just use whichever die was appropriate, but you're going to end up with 2. You're going to use one for the tag and one for the inside, right? And I did that on any paper that I put on the tags. So, and then I made sure I did some inking and some stamping and so forth in order to have a place for journaling. So, hope you try it. It's really easy, as you can see. There's no work. You just get your papers out, pull out your favorite photos, and get going telling about how wonderful your year was. Thank you. Happy stamping.